What is going on, ladies and gents? Justin here once again. We actually went really in depth in this video for you guys with Algorithmic Targeting 2.0 and how you can actually utilize my targeting system, the same system that we use here at BSF, to actually go out of your way and target the proper demographic for your products and services. So you can stop wasting money on hitting people with ads that don't want to buy your item and focus more time on actually hitting people with ads who are actually interested in what you're selling and what you have to actually talk about as well. So be sure to leave a like in the video, watch the entire video as well, because you'll be very happy you did, and be sure to download the actual targeting template we have down below in the actual comments, because we're giving it to you guys for free today as well. Utilize it. Let me know your results as well in our Facebook group. See you guys at the end of the video.
Most people will use single interest targeting and that's it. Most people will just stack interest and that's it. And most people won't put the extra work in to your targeting sheet to enable you to actually find consistency quicker than 95% of other people out there. Okay. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. Okay. Because remember that your success in e-commerce is dependent on the effort that you put in to the variables, and which can be different from entrepreneur to entrepreneur. What that means is your success is determined by your targeting sheet, your landing page, your ad video, your copy, not the fact that you're using Shopify or Commerce HQ or whatever. No, that's not what determines your success. Your success is determined by the variable options of what you're doing as a business owner. Algorithmic targeting is a what I'm going to call a must-needed mastery tool in order for you to be truly congruent with what is working in the industry today. All these different things that have to do with targeting are very, very important for you guys to master. Okay, and there's different keys and different rules for targeting that you must follow. With that being said, every single ad account, every single product will be different and get different results. Even if you set it up identical in different ad accounts, you'll get different results. And what really determines what the best results that you get are from the way that you go ahead and manage your variable options, like we talked about. So for this example, we have something called the 33% rule. This is how we actually manage and operate our targeting sheet. We'll be having 4 columns with 2 to 8 keywords with no narrow, 4 columns with 2 to 8 keywords with a narrow, and then 4 columns with single interest targeting. And the magic behind this, guys and gals, is the fact that every single product and every single market will basically have its own kind of little tips and tricks and variable changes that do better in a certain market. For example, in the dog market, since it's so broad, you could do very well with single interest targeting, but something maybe a little bit more minuscule in like fishing or camping or something like that, okay, not as big as dog or not as broadly interested, would require different type of targeting. And the magic of this algorithmic targeting is going to enable you to see what corner of the market is liking your products, because we separate each column into its own category, and also what style of targeting is doing best for your specific market share and your specific advertisement. Meaning that let's say we're marketing to dogs, you might see that, oh, my 4 single interest columns, okay, as you guys can see, my 4 single interest columns are doing better than the other 8. And what that tells me is the following. That means that single interest targeting in the dog market is getting me better results than the other style of targeting, which means that now I have information and data that showcases that this style is working better than whatever else we had launched, which means that you are more in the know, you're more informed than the other marketers in the same market as you, trying to sell the same product as you. The key here is to derive as much data as you humanly can from the get-go to understand exactly what's going on and exactly what is best for your specific product, offer, and market share. And that's the logic behind why we use algorithmic targeting, and why it's such a great way to actually go ahead and start, is because you automatically see what type and style of targeting does best with your specific market share. Now, targeted keyword mix, okay, is literally keywords in the market of what you are selling with no real categorization. The only real rule here is that they must be below 1 million in size. And the logic here is that when you're targeting a keyword that's below 1 million in size, you'll have a smaller pool of buyers or potential buyers that your pixel goes ahead and targets with, or attempts to go ahead and find potential buyers with. The reason that we're separating targeted keyword mix from targeted keyword mix broad target is because we want to see what type of sizing does best with our particular market share. Okay, so everything we're doing here, guys and gals, is with differentiation in mind and being able to decipher what works best compared to other styles of targeting for each market. So what I want you to notice here is that segmentation and categorization is key in this sheet, in every sheet you will ever create. You never want to mix keywords that have nothing to do with each other, except in the first two columns, which are called the mix columns. Okay, targeted keyword mix is less than 1 million. Broad target is above 1 million. They're both random keywords. Only requirement is that the keywords have to be in the same market. Okay, they don't have to be extremely similar because this is the mix column, the only place where you could go ahead and mix random keywords, but they have to be in the same market. Those are the first two specific columns here. And as you notice, one of them was our narrow column. And we have outdoor enthusiast narrow with a sizing of around 5.1 million, which is phenomenal. We're trying to hit a keyword sizing, an audience sizing, the entire column of 800K to 5 million. Okay, your pixel as well as your CPM will be at best performance at around this range, which is why we want to try to stay as close as we can to 5 million, but 800K to 5 million is our threshold. And this is after, literally not only countless millions of dollars spent of our ad spend, but also seeing what is working best for our students constantly, what is literally getting us ahead. And segmentation and targeting just like this is an absolute no-brainer strategy that you need to be doing every single time you launch. No more half-assed targeting, okay? Algorithmic targeting is the best way to do it. Even for my guys like you, Mario, and you, Darren, who are absolutely crushing the game, okay, 6 figures monthly, when you're starting to launch new products on the same store, in the same market, algorithmic targeting is a great way to go ahead and get started doing so instead of lookalikes, okay? You could build up to get lookalikes again, but I'd rather you start with this to make it more of a custom approach for that specific product, because that's the real key of targeting, is making sure that every single product does have a custom kind of approach to it, because every single market and product and consumer is different in their own way. And it's up to you to understand to the best of your ability how they're different, what type of targeting is working best, what type of style is working best in terms of narrowing, no narrowing, and single interest, which is why I'm drilling this into our minds so much, because this is a true fundamental. Now, we're going to jump over to Magazine Flex. So Magazine Flex, as you guys know, okay, is as simple as it sounds, okay? It's just simply a column having to do with magazines. You can also include publications in here and any other text rhetoric that has a targetable keyword. Okay, so as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keywords. As you guys know, I usually try to stay between 1 and 8. We will try not to go above 8. Okay, and that's because when you go above 8, you start to mix a lot of different keywords together, and you're playing with fire at that point in terms of the algorithm just firing at random people. You want to try to stay very, very confined and somewhat solid rather than expanding so much, which is why you won't find anything more than 8 keywords, usually in my sheets. And that's why we go ahead and have that as a rule, because it's very, very important for your CPM as well to not be mixing a bunch of random keywords together that have different spend and auction placements. Because as you guys know, every single keyword, every single day, there's different auction placements and prices that are changing constantly. And if you're adding so many different variables to one column in the terms of 10, 15, 20 keywords, you're also going to be spiking the auction, which is not what you want here, okay? Because you're going to be going with so many different people. It's not what you want. You want segmentation, and you want up to 8. That's what I would highly recommend and what I would love for you to do only. Now, with that being said, Magazine Flex is simply magazines, okay? And one of the best ways to go ahead and find magazines, ladies and gentlemen, is to go on Google, okay? Listen, Google is literally my best friend, okay? I talk to Google more than I talk to anyone. And what you want to go ahead and do is type in top, let's say we're in the camping or hiking niche, top camping magazines 2020, top hiking magazines 2020. Type in different renditions of these types of keywords and see if it changes the search results. Oftentimes, differentiation of keywords will change the search results and get you deeper and more precise actual keyword ability, which enables you to also have better effort and success with the variable at hand, which is your particular column of Magazine Flex. Okay, so we have around 4.3 million here, not quite at 5 million, but that's okay. I'd rather have me at like around 4.3 million, 700K away from 5 million, rather than me adding an additional keyword and hitting like 6 million and being further away from 5. So whichever way makes you closer to that 5 million mark, that's what I'd like you to do. And that's why I didn't add an additional keyword here, because I found that if I plucked one of the magazines that was previously in this column, I was able to get it closer to 5 million than having it would be. So not only is our styling important, ladies and gentlemen, not only is our styling important, our audience sizing is just as important, if not more important. Okay, so focus on sizing and focus on styling, which means we'll have 4 columns with single interest, 4 columns with a narrow, and 4 columns with no narrow. So it's important that you guys understand that not only are you looking to make sure that you hit 4, 4, and 4 for each of the styles, which you can find right here. These are our styles, but you're also making sure you're hitting our audience size threshold. Okay, now let's jump over to websites and keywords, ladies and gents. Okay, now this is one that's kind of confusing as well. I want to make sure you guys understand this. Okay, so basically what this column is any keyword that correlates to a Facebook page with a website connected to it. So for example, let's take the brand Nike, for example, okay? Nike, if you go on Facebook and type in Nike, there's a keyword that correlates to Nike and a Facebook page that correlates to that specific targetable interest. It's a brand, it's the brand Nike. If you go on their Facebook page and click on it, it literally has their website on their Facebook page. And that's all that determines if they are a website keyword column or not. If they have a website on their Facebook page, they are a website keyword contender. And it's important for you guys to look into this because every single brand usually does have a page. And you can often tell how good a keyword will be by their Facebook page and by their website, which is why it's smart to look at these things and only put the ones that kind of correlate with your market share the most in this specific column, which is super, super cool. Very, it sounds confusing, but it's super simple, right? If it has a website on their Facebook page, that qualifies them to be a potential website keyword. Now our types column, which is very simple, right? For this specific one, we have camping and hiking, right? So we did things in the realm of camping and hiking. We have frog, mosquito, salamander, turtle with a narrow of outdoors hitting 4 million. Awesome. Very, very simple here. You can also, let's say you're in the market where you want to do influencers. You could put Jennifer, you could put, J-Lo, you could put all these famous guys, Drake, right? Donald Trump, celebrity flex, which would be a types column, right? So if you have a product that would do well based on the audience of celebrities, that would be a type column type of actual push. So that's the type of ideology that we have here on types. And it's very, very simple to get. You have Lamborghini, Porsche, Audi, etc. You have yellow lab, black lab, poodle, husky, German shepherd, right? All of the different types of things go in the types column. And guess what? Oftentimes when you're dissecting types, it does very, very well, which is super cool. And then we have our passionate keywords, guys. So this is a column that we use our own intuition to determine what is passionate and what is not passionate. It's super, super important for you guys to understand that there's really no way to go ahead and confirm if a keyword's passionate. It's based on your marketing logic here. And what we do as a team is we enable ourselves to go ahead and look for keywords like I love climbing, I love camping, I love dogs, rather than just dogs or camping, right? We'll do things like I love camping. We'll do certain types of, paid subscription magazines, things that make it seem like people are more passionate than the other broad keywords go in this column. Okay. So anything that you see that, you say, wow, the people in this column are paying a subscription for a magazine. That's not free. That means they're paying money. They must be very invested. That's passion rather than just a free magazine, right? This is more passionate. Therefore, we'll put that into the passionate column. And you can also have that same keyword in the magazine flex as well. So notice how you could share keywords up to 3 times per sheet. And then we have TV shows and popular groups. Okay, very, very similar to magazines, but obviously not magazines. It's just TV shows, movies, etc. Very, very self-explanatory here, guys. Oftentimes, by the way, I will make this a single interest column because oftentimes if it's a targetable keyword in like a movie or a TV show, it'll be very, very large. So oftentimes I am making this a single interest column. And we have our neck flex here. Okay, our neck flex, ladies and gentlemen, is simply relatable keywords that are general. Okay, general, large, broad, passionate keywords. Okay, so this column is going to be very, very large as well, which also is going to make you want to possibly do single interest with it because you're using broad keywords, broad, large, passionate keywords here. Okay, so things like, in the neck flex would be like dog, dog bowl, dog leash, dog bone, things like that are very general, but also still have like a kind of direct, pinpoint as to where you're marketing. Okay, so that's how that column would particularly work, as you guys know. Okay, and then we have related niche flex here. Okay, we've getting a lot of questions about this specific column, which is why I wanted to have Algorithmic today in the first place, just to kind of get you guys a refresher to go through this. Okay, now related niche flex. For example, let's say we are in the lizard market. We're selling lizard gear, lizard stuff. My related niche flex would probably be frogs, right? Things that are similar, okay, but are in a different market. Because guys, guess what? Guess what? If we notice that, wow, in the camping market, I'm now getting good results in the bouldering market on my related niche column, I'm going to go ahead and create a whole nother algorithmic sheet specifically for bouldering, which means that you now have so many more keywords and so many more actual audiences and columns to go ahead and start launching, which gives you a better foundation, which is why this is a very important column as well, okay, to make sure that you guys are always having a potential to kind of enter a new realm of market share, which is phenomenal. This will help you scale and remain consistent. Okay, now ladies and gents, we have our buyer's flex. So as you guys know, our buyer's flex is basically when you're just typing in keywords into the Facebook search bar and looking for other ads that are also marketing the same or similar product as you. Go ahead and look in the comments of their ads. And when you're looking in the comments of these related brands ads and you see someone who indicates they bought, you click on their name, click on their profile and click the button that says more, and then click likes. Anything that's related, anything to our market in their likes that is targetable on Facebook will find itself in the buyer's flex column. Super simple. Just take some time to actually do some research to find these people. But guess what? It does very, very well. It's basically like a handmade lookalike audience, guys. Okay, Storelight Flex is a brick and mortar store, right? Not things like Amazon, okay? Not things like wish.com, but kind of like brick and mortar stores that are a bit more passionate than things like, like big box companies like Amazon, okay? And that goes here as well.
What's up, guys? Hopefully you enjoyed that incredible walkthrough of the Algorithmic Targeting 2.0 BSF actual system to make sure you're hitting the right people with your ads and not burning your ad spend targeting people who don't want anything to do with you or your brand. So keep that in mind. Follow this targeting system and really focus on actually having great cost per acquisition, and also make sure that you're scaling the audiences that particularly do well, and what I will call as well, duplicate, okay, the audiences that do well also 5 times in the same campaign. So a little Facebook game for you guys there as well. When you duplicate audiences, okay, you will be increasing the number of times that you're running that same audience, but you will not go out of your way and bid against yourself. You will simply be increasing the number of winning pockets that you potentially could hit by marketing that same audience again in duplication. So keep that in mind. Algorithmic targeting and duplication go hand in hand, guys. Definitely watch the other videos on this channel as well to get more of a walkthrough on all the other systems that we have as well. I love y'all. Leave a like in the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll see you in the next video.